What up, we're Not So Different brand fam. Hey, it's your boy Tyler, man, and I'm back here with another self-help vlog. So yes, this is my self-help vlogs. I make these every Monday and Friday. The reason why I make these is because, as you all know, that are not new here, that I'm an addict. I have mental health disabilities and also suffer from suicidal ideations. The reason why I like to talk about these three things is because I've been through them all, and I really have an understanding now that I can no longer live without the use of drugs. And that really scares me because, you know, drugs have been the one thing in my life that was consistent. You know, the one thing in my life that was always there. So to let go of that, you know, really hurt. And it really affected me as a person because I no longer had that to run to kind of, you know, make me feel better about whatever it was I was going through, because it was always there, like I said. And, you know, it's a big, you know, kind of like, fuck, like, what am I going to do now? And it really affected me. So what I do is that I usually read from the Just for the Day daily meditation. That's right here behind me on the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the Just for the Day, and then we'll talk about it. All right, let's jump into it. All right, September 13th, something different. We had to have something different, and we thought we'd find it in drugs. Many of us have always felt different from other people. We know we're not unique in feeling that way. We fear many addicts share the same thing. We searched all of our lives for something to make us all right, to fix that different place inside us, to make us whole and acceptable. Drugs seem to fill that need. When we were high, at least we no longer felt the emptiness or the need. There was one drawback. The drugs, which were our solution, quickly became our problem. Once we gave up the drugs, the sense of emptiness returned. At first we felt despair because we didn't have any solution of our own to that miserable longing. But we were willing to take direction and begin to work the steps. As we did, we found what we'd been looking for. That something different today. We believe that our lifelong yearning was primarily for knowledge of a higher power. That something different we noticed was a relationship with a loving God. The steps tell us how to begin that relationship. Just for today, my higher power is the something different. That's always been missing in my life. I will use the steps to restore that missing ingredient to my spirit. Damn. So that right there, man, really resonated with me. And the fact that I sat there and told you guys what I told you, I hadn't read this yet. So it's weird. And that's how my higher power works, because I didn't know we'd be talking about this. So it really hit me like, damn. I was just telling y'all like how the drugs was consistent in my life. It was the one thing that was always there for me, you know. And then, but I didn't have a higher power then. You know, so the fact of right here, like, we had to have something different. You know, that one thing that could take that pain away. And damn, like, that's how he shows up in my life right there. Like, it's just crazy, man, because, you know, before I felt like as if I wasn't worthy for that. I felt like, you know, how could a God love somebody like me with everything that I've done, the pain that I've caused? You know, all the bad shit that I've done in my life, I figured, you know, why would he want to help me or do anything for me? And it makes sense to me at the time. It did. I mean, it doesn't now, but it did, because it was like, you know, all the wrong that I've done. But I never knew, like, you know, he's forgiven people for much worse. And to finally have him in my life, it's made it a lot easier, because it seems like I can always go to him when there's real pain. And he shows up for me, like, all the time. He shows up for me when I can't show up for myself. And he's done it on numerous occasions. You know, I was one of them guys that always came to God when I got locked up. And I'd ask him, like, look, man, this will be the last time if you just let me out. You know, knowing it wouldn't be. You know, I mean, at the time, I may have believed it myself. But eventually, I just went back to the same stuff. And I was even talking to a friend of mine's mom earlier, you know, and she's like, man, why do my boys keep getting in trouble? Like, why do they keep going back to that? You know, like, they feel as if they're invincible, and I feel like they'll never learn. And I really got to thinking to myself, like, you know what I mean? I felt that same way. Like, I could never be stopped. But when you feel as if that way, it gives you a sense of power. Especially when you sell drugs. Like, you have it's a power. And it really begins to start to take over you, you know? And you really got to stop and realize how much life is better without it. Like, look how much, if I put as much energy as I put into when I sold drugs into an actual business or wanting to better myself, bro, look at the possibilities that I'm going through, man. They're endless. I'm the one that always sells myself short. It's never anybody else or what they do. It's me. We're our own worst enemy a lot of the times, you know, especially when we're on drugs, because our whole visions are very distorted, and we're not after, you know, what's really going to help us. We're after that quick fix, you know. And when I really realized that I had to let go of drugs in order to change my life and in order to better myself, it was like a very bad taste in my mouth, because that's all I knew. I've been selling drugs since I was 16, and it became normal for me, you know. It became the norm and just what I did. But when I finally came to the realization that I was never going to have a life living that way, it was definitely much easier to let go of. But it still taunts me to this day, you know, when I'm sitting around broke and struggling, and it's like, dude, you know how easy you could have $1,000? You could have $1,000 in a couple of days, you know. And it bothers me. But I truly know and I truly believe that if I go back to that, I won't be blessed like I've been being blessed. Like, my God's been good to me. Very good to me. He's helped me through numerous occasions, you know. And it's like every time I'm down and out and I'm struggling, I gain a lesson from that. And I learn a lot, because it's that wake-up call. It's that really, you know, dude, like, okay, now instead of it, oh, fucking broke, like, it's like, okay, well, where did you go wrong? What can we do to fix that? And then it's still at the same time, I get to thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm struggling right now. But it's like he finds a way out. No matter what I'm going through, he'll find a way for me to get out. Like he'll find a way for me to get out to where I can better myself and actually, you know, like something will come along and it'll just come out of nowhere. And it's like, oh shit. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, like both of my tires went flat. Both of my tires on my car went flat, and my truck was overheating. So I really didn't have nothing to drive, you know, and it was like, damn, and I was broke. I had no money at the time. Like, I think I had like maybe $50. And I'm like, oh my God, like 2 tires, and I got a Charger on 24s. So 2 tires, you're talking, that's $200 a piece, that's $400. I do not have no money to pay for that. I had been waiting on my t-shirts to come in. I don't know if y'all know, I got the We're Not So Different brand. I was waiting on these to come in, okay? It had been over the time that I was supposed to have them, and that's why I went completely broke, because I was counting them to be there, you know, almost a week earlier, about 5 days. That it was about 5 days late. And that same day, bam, I get a call and, hey, your t-shirts are here. I'm like, holy shit. Okay, like, I got like 10 people wanting some shirts. Bet. Bam, I went there, picked them up, went and sold the 10 t-shirts. Boom, there was my money for my 2 tires and to get a radiator. You know what I mean? It's just like, he made a way for me to make it. But it was like, also at the same time, he wanted me to have that little bit of a struggle. It was kind of like a test, it felt like. You know, here you have this struggle that I present you with. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to feed in to the, hey, let's go grab a pack real quick and sell some drugs so I can fix these problems? Or are you going to go through that struggle, learn a lesson, gain some integrity, and move on with your life? Or are you going to let it affect you and cripple you just like you did the drugs? You know, that's what really opened my eyes and showed me that, you know, it's okay to struggle. Some of our greatest lessons come from struggling, you know. Some of our most aha or ooh-hoo moments come from that. You know, if it wasn't for the struggle, I wouldn't be the man I am today. That's facts. You know, and, you know, I hope one day I can really make enough money to start a sober living. That's my dream. My dream is to one day open a sober living where I can help others just like myself. You know, come to a place. Once they go to rehab, they'll come to me. I'll help acclimate them back into the community, get them jobs, and help further them in their journey. Because, you know, that's when you're most fragile, is when you come fresh out of rehab. It's a very fragile state. Because if you go from rehab, which used to be 90 days, now in most places it's 30 days. Really, how much hope do you have in yourself? Do you really believe you can never go back to them people again? Do you really believe that in 30 days your life can completely do a 180 and go into a whole opposite direction? Because it was hard. I've been to rehab 11 times. 11. And I don't want to go back again. If I go back, it'll be to visit, or to be to show love, or to be to help others. It'll never be to get, take that back. Never say never. But it won't be, I know for a fact today, to go back because I used. I don't want to be another statistic. You know, I don't. And out of the 10 people I was in rehab with, most every one of them have relapsed. I think there's 2 of us that haven't. Maybe 3. Don't hold me to that though. But I just hope it don't happen again, you know. But anyways, man, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you all. If you're new here, man, consider subscribing. I make these videos right here, like I said, every Monday and Friday. If you are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell. Get part of the ding, ding, ding. You know what I'm saying? Notification gang. Let's get it. But, yeah, man. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate it. Like, you guys are amazing. If you guys have anything else that you're going through, that you're struggling with, feel free to leave it in the comments, man. And I would love to speak on it if I have any experience, strength, and hope. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you all for tuning back in. We'll have another one of these Friday. And trust and believe, tomorrow we will have some good reactions if you want to look at them. But I love you guys, man. Be good. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself.